From struggling to convince any of their signings to join them, Man United has got other issues to deal with. Finding a team that is willing to take their unwanted captain, Harry Maguire. Eric Ten Hag, indeed, is one of the most troubled men in football. That man right there has got issues to deal with. Welcome to the Hotspot. My name is Webb. Welcome again. This is the channel where we get to talk about all the hottest news in the world of football. Now, the latest coming through all the way from Manchester is that Eric Ten Hag is trying to find solutions to see that he gets rid of Harry Maguire. And the latest solution that he has crafted is that they are going to be offering Harry Maguire £10 million to leave the club. This after they have waited and waited for a team that is willing to take him, and no team in the top 8 is willing to sign him. There were talks before of David Moyes and his West Ham United going for him, but because probably they didn't have assurance that he's fit enough and he will be improving and able to start games, they said perhaps let us take it a little slow. Remember, West Ham has got about £200 million to spend in this transfer window, but this man Harry Maguire has been on their radar. They have shown interest in Harry Maguire, but it seems they won't guarantee him a starting place. And according to the England coach Gareth Southgate, Harry Maguire, being one of the marquee players for England, has got to be starting games for his club if he's going to keep his place. So even Maguire wants a club that will guarantee him first in football, but that club should also try to be among at least the top 8 in the Premier League. Now, the problem for Maguire is that none of the clubs in the top 8 do want to sign him, and that's the headache Man United is having right now as they do try to let go of him. Subscribe to the channel, do share on this video, and of course let's keep talking about this issue. Now let's get proper to the root of the situation at Manchester United. Now, Manchester United, we know, has got problems to deal with in all departments. Of course, they are trying to solve the goalkeeping problem. I told you in no more than 2 weeks, Man United will be unveiling Diogo Costa as the goalkeeper for about £65 million. Now, that's probably a solution almost found. Their defense, again, has got issues. Whereas Varane is a brilliant signing for the club, he's not consistent because of injuries. And they have been looking at Kim Min-jae to come in from Napoli to come and boost their defense. Now, it seems it's a question of when, not if, Kim is going to join Manchester United. But also, he will be a big solution because Harry Maguire, the captain of the club, is not wanted, not only by the fans, probably fellow players, and the coach Eric Ten Hag certainly is as frustrated as the fans and everyone else about him. So Maguire is wanted out of the club, but his contract with the club, he has got about 3 more years left on his contract that he signed when he joined Leicester City. He signed a long contract, had a good first season or first couple of games under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but things started going south for him. He has never recovered. He's lost his confidence, and certainly his place in the team is not loved. He's no longer worthy to wear the captain's armband of the team, later on to start games for the team. But now they are saying, how do we offload him without humiliating our former captain, without humiliating an England international? It's a tricky situation that Eric Ten Hag and Manchester United find themselves in. But I mean, it's business. If you're going to compete, you've got to be able to make decisions as a coach. If you were able as a coach to let go of Cristiano Ronaldo, how on earth do you fail to deal with Harry Maguire? So the situation is being sorted right now. Like I said, there were a lot of rumors and speculations concerning Maguire, talking of West Ham being interested in him. West Ham was asking about his price, but they seem not to be no longer interested. There was also talk of him being offered on top of £50 million to Chelsea, and him as an addition for Man United to lure Mason Mount. This obviously would be looked at as disrespect of the highest order to Chelsea and to Mason Mount. So certainly that's not an option. So right now they are stuck with their player, yet he wants to be in a team that will guarantee him first team football consistently if he's going to keep his place in England. So it's a tricky situation for Maguire. So the solution has now been Man United has decided to make the loss. So they are going to pay him That's the offer they have presented to Maguire. They are willing to go that far, and that's the last option, by the way, for United. And it is close reports from England suggest that they have invoked that last option. They are saying they want to pay him £10 million so that he can leave the club. Now, what is delaying the process right now is the fact that no team wants him. So whereas yes, they want to pay him the money to go where is he going to go? So the ball, by the way, right now is in Maguire's court, because the club wants him out. No one wants to sign him. Time is going. Man United wants to reorganize. They want to be sure whether the player is going to be at the club or not. So they want to organize their house and put their house in order. So it's an interesting situation they find themselves in, Manchester United, and it's one that perhaps is going to affect a couple of things for the club. So it's very interesting to see how exactly they are going to deal with this. But yeah, that's the situation with Harry Maguire. The talk of him being offered to Chelsea for them to, on top of £50 million, to sign Mason Mount is nonsense, absolute nonsense. It's not happening. Like I said, no team in the world would want to go and get their top player with such a bid. That would be, I think, disastrous. It would be trying to mock. It would be making a mockery of Chelsea. So certainly that's not an option. The only option, United, unless a miracle happens, because the transfer window is just starting, unless a miracle happens, and the team, there was talk of Spurs as well being interested in Maguire, but Spurs certainly are not serious. They are also not settled. They are also trying to wobble on how much they're going to get for Harry Kane, or trying to sign him or keep him around, or get as much as they can get from him. They can't be thinking about Harry Maguire, but also what would Harry Maguire add to a team like Tottenham Hotspurs. So it's a very tricky situation, but it is believed that Maguire is set to accept those terms. He will be accepting the terms. The only thing delaying now is when he gets the £10 million, where does he go? That's the multi-million-dollar questions, and of course that's the issue now that has got to be sorted. Now, of course, there are so many comments going on, and I think Maguire has been training for the whole of today for all the wrong reasons, or perhaps, from depending on how you look at it, for all the right reasons. People want him out of the club, just like they did De Gea. I think United fans are in the mood of getting rid of what you would call the unwanted, the weavers from the team, to clean their house before they think of bringing in their players. They want to clean the house before the mighty players come in. That will sort of present a lot of pressure to the players coming in. I'm imagining the issue of David De Gea and how United fans have been pushing so hard for De Gea to get out. It seems they will get what they want. The pressure on Diogo Costa, a goalkeeper signed for £65 million, will be too much. Remember, Eric Ten Hag's signings, I think, have not been so exciting, have not yielded a lot of fruit. If you talk of Anthony Dos Santos, if he's anything to go by. So the pressure on Diogo Costa would be high. If they brought in a defender, Kim Min-jae, certainly the pressure on him to deliver would be so high as well, because of course all eyes would be on them because of what has happened, what is happening before all these new signings are being made. So it's a tricky, interesting situation, of course, that we are on top of here on the hotspot, and you can go on as well, of course. Let us know what you think. The question is right there on the lower right corner of your screen. You're asking, where do you think Maguire should go? Do you think he should stay in the first place? There is also a possibility of him staying. Of course, that would be the worst decision for him to make for himself. I think the worst thing right now for two players, Harry Maguire and the goalkeeper, David De Gea, I think it would be too stupid of them to stay right now at Manchester United. I think that would be disastrous for them. They can't do that. If they did, they wouldn't play football. There is no way they would be able to play football. So I want to know what your opinion is. But, well, the situation, like I've explained to you right now, Maguire has no option. He will be forced to accept the offer as the two parties wait patiently on which team will come and save Man United of their unwanted captain, Harry Maguire. That's the man paid to go, and that's the situation. Thank you so much for being a part of the hotspot. Peace, love, and harmony.